Hey, folks, welcome to the Spark. Hope you're doing fantastic on today. And I hope everything is going in the right direction for you because you are definitely the architect of your life. You get to design, build, and live the life that you want to live. I'm super excited that you have decided to join me on today. And I know that once again, we're going to bring you something that's going to help you, that's going to strengthen you, and take you to another level. I'm going to jump right into it because I know your time is valuable and I do not want to abuse your time. So let's talk about today. Don't fight your current reality. I want you to do this. What do I want you to do? I want you to ignore the facts and accept the truth. I'll say that again. I want you to ignore the facts, the fact that this is the way it is, but I want you to accept the truth. What truth do I want you to accept? Number one, I want you to accept the truth and realize who you really are. That's right. And number two, I want you to accept the truth and realize what you are capable of, what you have the ability to get done. You do have the ability to get it done. Here's what I've learned. Most people don't realize, they haven't accepted this truth. They haven't realized, come to the realization of who they really are. And not only that, what they can really do. And when you don't understand who you really are and what you are capable of, you could go down a path of leading a life of less than, when you could be living and leading the life that you desire. And I hope on today that by the time I'm finished with this broadcast, that you will be able to accept, hey, I've got some power. I know who I am, and I'm about to get out there and get it done. So let's talk about your life right now, where it's at right now. Maybe there's some things in your life that you don't like. And I would say that, a lot of us have those things. There's areas in my life, there's areas in your life that you don't like. And what most people will tell you is that, look, that what you got to do, you got to work at it and you got to grind it out. And I'm not against working at it. I'm not against, diligent work. I don't like using the term hard work, but I'm not against diligent work. But I also, I believe in inspired action and not what we think is required action. I believe that you need to be inspired to do that. Well, here's the truth, though. I want you to get this down on the inside, and I want you to really, really take this in. And you may need to listen to this a couple of times in order for it to have the effect that you want it to have. Everything begins and ends with our awareness, with your awareness. So when you are aware of certain things, then certain things happen in your life. Let me see if I can paint an example for you. Troubled people, quote unquote, are only aware of their troubles. What do you mean? It's a consciousness thing. What are you aware of? Because this is what I've learned and this is what I've discovered. Wherever you put your focus, wherever you put your attention, wherever you put your consciousness, wherever you put your awareness, that's what you get. Successful people are only aware of success. And consequently, they have success in their life. Now, I'm not trying to convince you or tell you that successful people don't have trouble show up in their life. We all do that. It rains on the just as well as the unjust. That occurs. But where's your focus at? Okay, where's your awareness at? Poor people are only aware of their lack, while rich people are only aware of the abundance. And let me say this, the abundance may not be in their hands, but they are aware that it is there. So where's your focus? Where's your consciousness? Your consciousness, your awareness is your one and only reality. I'm going to explain that. Okay. Your world, the world that you see, live in, experience, whatever you want to call it, is a direct reflection of what you are aware of. There's a whole lot of things that we give our attention to, our awareness to, that we don't want in our life. My question is, why are you giving your attention to something you don't want in your life? Well, people say, well, David, that's my reality. Well, that's true. That may be your reality, but oh my goodness. You can change your reality. Yes, you can. You can change it. And the way to change it is by what you are aware of, what you are conscious of, what you allow in your life. There are certain things that you can just shut the door. I understand that our five senses show us things, teach us things, let us allow us to experience certain things. But there's certain things in your senses that you just need to shut the door on, and you can close the door on those things and you can move in another direction. So my point is this right here. What are you aware of? See, many people, what they're trying to do, and I see this a lot, they're trying to change what's going on the outside. That's what I call work and grind it out. And the truth of the matter is, that's not going to change what you see on the outside. What's going to have to happen is you're going to have to work on the inside, because the inside is expression. The inside expresses itself on the outside. The only way to exchange your expressions of life, listen to this, the only way to change the expressions of your life is to change your awareness of life. What are you aware of? And when you decide that I'm going to make some changes and I'm going to become aware of other things, your life begins to change. Now, I'm not, once again, I know that there are things going on all around us, and that's just the facts. But remember what I said: ignore the facts and accept the truth. Now, when I say ignore the facts, I don't mean you put your head in the ground or in the sand or cover up your eyes and all of that kind of stuff. That's not what I'm saying. Okay, these are facts that that you look at your bank account and there may not be enough money in there to pay the bills. That's the facts. But the truth of the matter, the truth is that you are abundantly supplied. But if you keep focusing on what's not there, you keep getting more of what's not there. If you try to resist this truth, if you try to fight it, if you try to fight that, hey, I just got to grind, I got to work, I got to go at it, and you don't change what's going on the inside, what you're dealing with on the inside, nothing is going to change on the outside. You have to change what you are aware of, and then, and only then, everything else changes. That's how it's done. So I've got to understand something here. I can't continually be focused on what's going on out there and not working on what's in here, because what's in here is a direct reflection of what's going on out here. What do I mean by that? My objective world is nothing more than a reflection of my subjective world. Words, what am I focused on? What am I aware of? What am I giving my energy to? What am I giving my attention to? And I will promise you, whatever you're giving your attention to, you're creating more of it in your life. And the only way to get a different life is to change what you're giving your attention to. So that's what I mean by ignore the facts and accept the truth. So here's the thing. All right. Getting a new reality and stop fighting or resisting your current negative reality. Just stop it. Okay. I want you to think about something. In electricity, they say resistance slows the flow down. They say that slows the electrical current down. When you introduce resistance, it slows the current down. It is the same way in your life. When you're resisting and fighting against your current situation, you're slowing down the positive that could be coming into your life. Why? Because you're just focused on the negative thing. You're just focused on the lack. You're focused on the sickness. You're focused on relationship not going right. When you get away from that and begin to focus on other things, you eliminate resistance, and now the current can flow. Boy, that's good. Now, here's the thing about it. The more you resist, the more you fight, the more of the same you get. So you got to get away from that. Now, I know what the question comes. Say, David, when all of this stuff is going on around me and in my life and happening to me and everything, when all of this stuff is happening, how can you tell me that I need to, resist it? When I need to ignore it? How can you tell me to do that? How do I do that? I'm glad you asked. I really am. Here's what you need to do. You need to be very specific about what you want, not what you don't want. And that's where a lot of people spend their time at, focusing and talking about what they don't want. Well, I don't want to be without money. Well, I don't want to have a shaky relationship. Well, I don't want to. You tell me all the don't want us, but this is where I'm at. What do you want? Okay. And I've shared with you many times this. It's very easy to figure out what you do want. Just take what you don't want and turn it 180 degrees. That's what you do want. That's what you want to be specific about. Then here we go. You want to use your imagination to create a fulfillment event of what you do want. What is that? You want to see yourself right here, right now, not sometime in the future, right here, right now with that. And you can do that very easily with your imagination. You know, you can sit there and you can create this event, okay? You whatever it is, let's say, like I said before, your bank account. You can create an event of where money is coming from all different directions. And I will promise you, that's working on the inside. That's working on the subjective. When you work on the subjective, it produces in the objective, on the outside. The challenge for most people is that when they leave that moment of imagination and visualization, when they leave that, all these other things are still there momentarily. But you got to hang in there. You got to persist. You got to stay with it. You can't cave in and give up and quit. You can't stop now. You got to call those things that be not as though they were. And when I say call it, I'm not talking about it. That's good. But what you really got to do, you got to see yourself in that present state right now. And it can't be sometime in the future because it will always be in the future. You've got to be there right now, actively involved in it. Lay down, close your eyes, and live the event in your imagination and do it over and over and over again. That's called persistence. That's called staying with it. That's called being what I call bulldog, locked in tough, and just keep going with it until you see it from the subjective to the objective. And you're going to see it. Now, I know things get tough sometimes. And I know situations can bog you down. I got that. I've been there. Boy, I tell you, I've been there. But what you've got to understand is the more you focus on what's currently there, the more of your current reality you get. You want to change your reality, change it from the inside, and it will appear on the outside. You do not. Remember what I said. Think about this for a minute. It's a reflection. What you see on the outside is nothing but a reflection of what's going on the inside of you. It's not out there. It's not somebody out there. It's in you. Now, think about it. If it was a reflection, you could say, well, I'm just going to change mirrors. But watch this right here. When you go from one mirror to the next mirror, you take you with you. The only way to get something different is to work on the inside. When you work on the inside, you are going to get something different. And that is in every area of your life. That's every area. Work on the inside and watch what happens on the outside. And have that tenacity to stick to it, to see it through all the way to the end. I promise you, if you use your imagination to do that, great and wonderful things will begin to show up in your life. And here's the real good news. Here's the real good news. Man, all you need is one breakthrough. And then you get a lot of confidence for that. That's why I'm so adamant about this because I've seen it work over and over and over and over and over again in my life and other people's lives who I've coached in this. That's why I know this works. And I don't care what area of life it is, it all starts inside of you and what you are aware of. There can be people going crazy on your job, and you can just shut them out. I know they're all around you, and I know whatever. Shut them out and continue to live your best life from the inside to the outside. That's what it does. All right. I hope this has helped. If it has, would you do me a big favor and share this with someone? Because, people need to know. People need to know how to get a better life. That's what I'm all about. Having the very best life that you can have. All right. And the way to have the very best life that you can have is to be determined that I'm going to have the very best life that I can have. And it's on me. Quit putting it on other folks. It's on me. It's all on me. And when you accept that responsibility, and you're accountable to yourself, man, good stuff happens for you. All right. Thank you so much for joining me on today. Please share this. Please let somebody know about, the spark. I hope I sparked you up this week and got you fired up and ready to go. But remember this right here. Until the next time, remember this. You are the architect of your life. And I believe in you. I will see you next time. Bye.